The cage door is locked and the lights are on. This is Flamingo Fight Talk. I am your host, Kelby Cedarquist, and with me today is my buddy Derek Schramm. How are you doing today?
Good to be here on a Friday night. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. We got some amazing fights coming up. Well, not amazing. We have an amazing card, let alone, and then all the fights on this card are just stacked. We have Kelvin Gastelum at, like, was it early prelims? Like, this is just bonkers to even think about. We got your favorite fighter of like all time or used to be at one point. This is just one of those great fun cards that we're excited for to dive down into, and let's talk about it. We're going to do every single fight on this card. We're going to run through it. We just haven't really decided if you want to start from the bottom, go to the top, or top down to the bottom. What are you thinking? Are you a bottom today or on top?
We're gonna start at the top.
Oh, we're starting top dog. Top dog. I'm pulling my notes up now. I got me some good old splendid
Also,
notes.
really quick, I just pulled up YouTube. It does look like we are live streaming. Yeah, we are live streaming right now. So the show is live.
Oh, we are really
Kelby had to
live.
go in there and mess with the settings, so now this is a live show. So let's do our UFC 327 Prochazka versus Olberg
I didn't
breakdown.
be able to edit this way, and now we have to like actually do this the correct way.
Mm-hmm.
Gosh, I'm glad we said something.
That's why I checked. I mean, we can just cancel this and try again if you would like, but I don't know how to
Dude,
fix
I
it.
am really live.
Yeah, no, we are live.
What?
Coming to you live from Orlando, Florida. I am Derek, and welcome to Flamingo Fight Talk. With me is my co-host who accidentally made this a live show, Kelby Cedarquist, coming at you live
Live.
from Tennessee.
They're
This is our
slamming it down.
UFC 327 Prochazka versus Olberg breakdown. Let's start right at the top, buddy.
Yes, sir.
The light heavyweight championship gets back in action with Yuri Prochazka, the former champ, taking on Carlos Olberg, who is currently rocking, what is that? Is it nine fights? One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight fight winning streak. The last three being Volkan Ozdemir, Jan Blachowicz, and Dominic Reyes. Let's just go right off,
Ooh,
get down
there's
right
some
to it.
stellar names in that. There's some stellar names in that. This is one of those. It's a pick 'em fight. You don't even know. I mean, they have Yuri as a slight underdog right now going into this fight with Carlos Ulberg being 14-1, and he's slightly taller too. And I think he has a long. No, he has a slightly less reach. Oh, this is one of those fun fights. They seen it being under 2.5 rounds too, which I was kind of
I think,
would
yeah. So,
make sense,
uh,
but not
yeah.
really. I don't.
Let's ask the question.
It's
Like
the question.
you you said, it's like that. I'm like, Curry's gonna knock him the hell out. What are you talking
Yeah.
about, Flo? Like,
That's funny enough. That's funny enough.
who's gonna beat?
On my other note, some of the experts that are saying that are putting some big money down is Yuri via KO is one of
Yeah,
the biggest bets going on
absolutely.
right now. Hmm?
He's a monster.
Yeah.
Like he is light heavy. I think it was Jed from MMA Fighting that said this. He's light heavyweight Justin Gaethje.
Yeah.
Yeah, like 6-2 in the UFC. The only losses are Alex Pereira. The wins are Dominic Reyes, Volkan Ozdemir, Glover Teixeira, Alexander Rakic, Jamal Hill, and Khalil Roundtree. I just gotta say that Khalil Roundtree fight, one of the best fights in MMA.
Yes.
His last one out, and yeah, now he gets to go back for the belt. This is his third time at the belt, and I think he's going to get it. Just I don't think. I mean, Olberg is good. He is technical. He's good, but I don't think he brings the danger that's going to put away Yuri.
I was looking at it. Yeah, his dude, he's on ever what was it since 2020 2022 was the last time he was not knocked out or giving the knockouts. And right before that, he submitted Glover Teixeira in round. Dude's a stud, and he has honestly one of the best haircuts we've ever seen in UFC history.
Him and was it Charles Johnson over in flyweight
Oh
best
gosh,
hair.
Charles Johnson. I mean, we could do a whole segment on Charles Johnson's haircuts. That'd be a one funny one. We could just do segments on UFC haircuts throughout the years.
We'll do a
Sean
top
O'Malley.
100. we get to 100 subscribers, we'll do a top 100 best UFC hairstyles.
100 would be wild, but
I'll do it.
we could, yeah, we'd figure it out, man. Figure it out.
It's easy. Just make
Who do
slides.
you have in this fight?
Oh yeah, I think it's Yuri. I think
You think
Yuri
it's
all the
Yuri all
way.
day?
Berg's going to be good. He's going to put. He's going to be good. He's going to land on Yuri, but he's not going to have anything
Yeah.
that puts Yuri.
Oh,
He's not going to put Yuri away. He's not going to put that proper damage on him.
yes,
And Yuri's going to be able to wear through him
yes.
like he does in all his other fights, and then batter down a Carlos Solberg, get the win, probably round 3, round 4.
Well, Carlos Oberg is a more technical striker, but Yuri has been into the deep waters a lot more in his history,
Yeah.
and he just has a lot more experienced fighters, and I don't think Yuri's at the point where he's really on this huge decline or anything. He's totally on an upcline right now, as obviously we've seen in the last two fights.
The only person that can beat him is Alex Pereira.
Yes, and honestly,
Now,
the only person that can,
finished him.
yeah, the only person that can beat you is Alex Pereira. You're doing pretty good. You're doing just
Yeah. Now, I will say, there is some talk, I think it's from Chael Sonnen mostly. They got the wrong guy in here, that the person that should be in this, whether it's against Prochazka or against Olberg, is Magomed Ankalaev.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
Sorry, I was looking at one. Say that one more time.
The person that should be in this title fight right now is Magomed Ankalaev. What do you think about that?
It's not far-fetched by any means. Magomed's been on a stellar run lately, and he should. But Carlos Oberg has been doing fantastic too, and he deserves a shot at Yuri also. I think both of these fights.
Remember, Magomed's coming off the round 1 loss to Pereira. But now that Pereira's leaving, Magomed was the champ.
Correct.
So that is
yes.
why.
Yes. No, I totally see it, but I'm fine with either way the UFC has gone with this. And plus, we kind of need a build.
Like around his engine, if you can hear that.
Yeah, I heard it. But Carlos Oberg, shout out to Gage.
Okay.
I hope he's watching.
Just go ahead. I can't hear. Go ahead.
Remember, I'm happy with the UFC doing an Oberg fight, though. I don't have any kind of discretion against it. I can't hear it now, but I heard it that 1 or 2 times.
Oh no, he's gone now. He just left.
He's gone now. Hey, shout out to our 1 watcher and 2 likes. What's up, Ed? What's up?
Awesome. I don't know who you are. We didn't mean to do this live. Share it around. Subscribe.
Yeah, it's most likely somebody we know, but that's
share it and subscribe.
Yeah. I don't know if I should keep the chat
Anyways,
up.
what we're talking about is the main event. And yeah, just like, Olberg's good. I don't think he has the tools to get it done against Prochazka. And Prochazka's good. I do think Ankalaev is the other guy in the division that could really, probably beat Yuri, but I'd love to see that fight. And so that's maybe the next one we get. Do you have anything else to say? Again, if you're looking for an action fight, and we should have said this at the top, but this whole card is full of good fights. But how is this going to be the best fight of the night? How are you going to feel? What a great way to end the card with this fight.
Oh, this is a beautiful way to end the card. And, I mean, we got Paulo Costa. We got Curtis Blades, Cub Swanson. I mean, my gosh. Dude, I'm so excited for Cub Swanson. Dude, that's loud. I bet he's watching our chat right now.
Yeah, that's the one guy in the street.
Oh, sorry, I just re-looked at the betting odds. I'm gonna make a correction. Carlos Oberg is the slight underdog at plus 100. Yuri's the slight favorite at negative 120. Yuri at an 88% KO rate, and Carlos Oberg at a 57% KO rate. I didn't realize Yuri has 28 knockouts.
Yeah, no, Yuri had fought a long time before he came over to the UFC. But yeah, no, he mostly wins by finish. Yeah, he knocks fools out. I don't think he's hold on.
60% accuracy by Carlos, 55 by Yuri. I'll say this. I will if you want.
He's been to decision once.
Yeah. That's insane. That's actually insane.
Yuri is 32-5-1, and he's been to a decision one time, and that was a win.
Can you tell me what the Yuri's fight time is?
Total fight time? I don't have that.
No.
pulled up. So I use Tapology for a lot of my stuff, which I use mostly for head-to-head matchmaking. Looks like I think you would need to go to like I forget. I'm blanking on the name. I'm not gonna try to get it. There's a website that tracks all the stats that UFC is partnered with.
Okay.
Can't remember what it is right now, but they keep all that stuff that you can pull that stuff up on.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Real quick, only thing I'm saying on my bet on this fight, Yuri to win less under 3 rounds. So, and for this fight to not go over 3 rounds either, in either or bet or Yuri by knockout. If you're doing a single
I
bet.
think one of the safest bets, and again, I wouldn't bet on. Here's the problem: there's money to be made in this card, but there's a lot of tough. There's a lot of tough bets to place on this card is the problem. But I think the safest bet on the Prochazka Olberg main event is definitely that it does not go to the decision. So
No,
if you're trying to find a
safest
leg
bet.
in a parlay, that's where I would focus in on.
Yeah, you need that little extra boost to get you to the +2, 300. Yeah.
All right. Let's get into the co-main event. This is wild, man. This is kind of wild. Number 6 in the light heavyweight division, Azamat Murzakanov, 16-0 is his career, fighting the eraser Paulo Costa, making his light heavyweight debut, moving up to the division to take on the number 6. The guys, his last
2 first-round knockouts last year, and they were brutal knockouts. And honestly, it's going to be fun to watch him go up against Paulo Costa because Paulo Costa, I always count him as like a technically fun to watch, but he goes and gets himself in traps and he can't really get out of the trap.
It's something that was wild because I think I have a high opinion of Paulo Costa. He's a fun fighter. He had the title fight, blah, blah, blah. And then you look at his record, actually, and you realize, he hasn't actually fought that much. This will be his 12th fight in the UFC.
Yeah.
He's 7-4. And, ready? I'm going to say his wins, okay? The 7 wins. Ready?
Go ahead.
Gareth McClellan. Luale Bamboze. Do you know these guys?
No, I do not.
All right. In 2017, Johnny Hendricks. Okay, there's a name, but that's the very end of a Johnny Hendricks.
Yes.
You know what I mean? 2018, Uriah Hall. Okay, that's decent. That's pretty good. 2019, Joel Romero. We remember that fight. They stared at each other, and Paulo Costa got the decision. It was a terrible fight that somehow got... that was his Izzy fight. The Yoel Paulo Costa one was a war between the two. I completely blanked on that. I thought Yoel won. But that was a fight of the night. After that, he beats Luke Rockhold in 2022. That was a good fight. And most recently, he beat Roman Kopylov. He's lost to Sean Strickland. He's lost to Robert Whittaker. He's lost to Marvin Vettori. He's lost to Izzy. Roman Kopylov is probably Paulo Costa's best win. Azamat Murzakanov is a lot better than Roman Kopylov.
Yes.
Paulo Costa is definitely the A side here, but here I am, looking at this guy after all these years later, and it's like, damn, how good is Paulo Costa now? He's finally moving up to light heavyweight, but what do you think? Where do you put stock on this fight?
First off, I think Paulo Costa should have moved up to light heavyweight earlier on his career. I think he is more suited for light heavyweight. I think he needs to be up there with the guys that are slightly slower. No disrespect to, there's some fast light heavyweight guys, but in general, I think it's going to fit his style better. He obviously has the power for light heavyweight. It's blowing my mind that he's a +170 underdog going into his fight. It's very tempting to not place a type of bet on this fight, but dude has 2 vicious knockouts in his last 2 fights last year. It's going to be a tough one, but do you think he can get over the Paulo Costa hump? Which it's hard for a lot of fighters to get over that Paulo Costa hump, but he's in a new weight class. He ain't gonna have to drop that weight as hard. His weight cut's gonna be a lot easier on him. He's gonna be more refreshed going into this fight. It's just one of those things. It's a true light heavyweight power fight too.
Mm-hmm. No, this could be a good fight. I'm just going over Azamat Murzakonov's record really quick. In the UFC, it's knockout, decision, knockout, flying knee. You know what I mean? And Contender Series, knockout. Yeah. He is a fast Not even fast. He gets his done late too in round 3, but he can knock you out in the first round. He can knock you out in the third round. Paulo Costa, I mean, bro, power's the last to go. To say Paulo Costa doesn't have power is wild. These guys are going to stare at each other, or they're going to bang. But at this point in his career, that's the thing. Does Paulo Costa? It's like he's the veteran here,
Yes.
but like, would you say he has any tricks up his game? He's always just been kind of like a brash, good personality, athletic, and big power. I think Mirzakhanov's more skilled. I think he's going to take a scalp here, basically, and be able to get a big fight after this because he's going to be the guy that just knocked out Paulo Costa.
Anytime anybody gets a knockout on Paulo Costa, yes, you're going to get a big fight after this. And this is what the UFC. Paulo Costa is. I wish he fought more when he was younger.
Paulo Costa has a ton of canceled fights.
Yes. Paulo Costa likes to be in tip top shape when he goes into the fights. He doesn't play around with that. He has mentioned that multiple times. If it's a slight injury, he's not going into the fight. So you do know that.
He's duds too. I mean, like
Yeah.
to be fair, but I mean, like I still like watching the guy. He's compelling. He's fun for the sport, but like I think he kind of needs a win here. I mean, man, if Costa can get a win here, damn, like him versus Khalil Roundtree, him versus you get some fun matchups. And frankly, Mirzakhanov versus Roundtree is an all-action fight too. So I'm excited for the fight. I think Mirzakhanov is definitely the clear person to pick there. But again, not one I would necessarily bet on. Costa clearly has power still.
Yeah, be honest with you, I don't think Paulo Costa's going to win, but I'm putting money on Paulo Costa winning just because he's the underdog, and I think it's crazy to bet against Paulo Costa in any type of fight. Somebody with that much power, that much skill, even though he is a pretty basic fighter overall, then you already know what you're going to get from him. He's not going to do anything special like you were saying earlier.
Yeah. He has a pretty rudimentary,
Yes.
game plan. It's not surprise. It's like again,
If
it's
you
not a
keep
deep full
if
bag of
you keep
tricks.
the pressure on Paulo Costa throughout the rounds and don't let up, you will crack Paulo Costa's game.
He will.
Yes. And it has shown multiple times before when he does lose. That is what you need to do against Paulo Costa. Can he do it? I don't know.
Let's get into our feature bout. 2-0 unranked, or 2-0 in the UFC.
Yeah, I was like,
Unranked heavyweight. I think, what is he, 9-0? 8-0. Josh Hokett takes on what is he? What is he ranked? The number 5 ranked heavyweight in
Curtis
the
Blades.
world, Curtis Blades. First of all,
Curtis Blades has been around the block for so long. We've been talking about Curtis Blades
I
5 years
Curtis
ago.
Blades.
Huh?
Yeah, we've been talking 14-5 in the UFC, one no contest.
I mean, he doesn't fight that often, but when he does,
Want to know
it's a
what
boring fight.
happened? Oh my! You want to know what happened today, 10 years ago?
What?
He lost to Francis Ngannou
Yeah.
by doctor stoppage. This is
10
before he
years.
got knocked out by Francis. This is the eye. The eye won.
Yeah.
The first time back in 2016. Early in it's his first fight in the UFC was against Francis Ngannou. He lost, and then he goes and goes on his run, until he gets knocked out by Francis Ngannou all the way back later, and 22 years later, and then he goes on our run and he loses to Derek Lewis, and then he goes on a 3-fight win and loses to Sergey Pavlovich, and then he gets a 1-fight win, and then he loses to Tom Aspinall.
Yeah.
To be fair, I believe that was for the interim belt, that fight against
Yeah.
Tom Aspinall.
This
And
fight? Yeah. Okay, go.
that was the closest Curtis Blades ever got to a title fight, was
Yes.
in Tom Aspinall's defense of his interim. And that's amazing because Curtis Blades is so damn good.
Curtis Blades is a true veteran fighter. Let me say this. For this specific fight, this is the most typical veteran versus prospect matchup that we have going on this whole card. Yes,
yeah.
Blades is the favorite in the booking world, but his shaky chin against Hokett's 100% finish rate could be something we got to kind of keep an eye out on, though.
I mean, I can't say he's chinny, though. He's losing to Francis,
Yeah.
the biggest hitter. Derek Lewis, the other biggest hitter.
Mm-hmm.
Sergey Pavlovich, one of the current biggest hitters. And then he got by Tom Aspinall, but that was
Yeah.
also kind of a weird fight. And it's like, bro, he ain't, he's beating other guys that can hit hard. He's not chinny. His chin didn't hold up against the biggest strikers in the division, which none of the other guys did either.
Correct.
So the problem with Curtis is he can't get past those guys. And frankly, you go to Curtis Blades and you look at the way he wins, and he normally will win by a knockout, but he gets decisions, and he has weird fights. You know what I mean? Like, yes. He has weird fights. I mean, technically, he beat Tom Aspinall because Tom got the knee injury, so like technically they're 1-1.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So like it's weird. He has a lot of weirdness on his resume that really and then some snoozers, of course. Right. Josh Hokick, though, I don't care for his stick too much, but it's fun. He's exciting. He is a dynamic fighter, but he hasn't shown he can stay in the octagon with Curtis Blades.
I can't argue with that by any means. Like I said, it's a true veteran versus prospect fight. Curtis Blades, like you said, only gets chinny during super high-ranked, high-valuable fighters in the heavyweight division of the UFC.
Chinny, he got knocked out by the biggest power
breakers. Yeah. How old is he now? He's got to be 38, 39.
I think, that's the thing. Curtis is getting up there in age. He's 35.
Oh, he's younger than
Josh Hokick, 28, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
So, and that's the thing with Hokick. He is young. He is not in his prime. He is barely developed, and he's getting a top 5 heavyweight fight. So, this is clearly to give Curtis a nice good win, or it's to send him on his way. It's not that I don't like Curtis Blades. I just wish, I think, for a guy that's basically a perennial top 5er, it feels like there's not always a lot of buzz when he fights. And I feel like, I know he doesn't do too much to help that, but
no.
It's like, I don't get why there's not more excitement when he fights.
It's just because he just doesn't have that big, like, fun stuff that comes up right before to build up to the fight. He's a true UFC fighter in the aspect of he's just a literal mixed martial artist, and he doesn't view it in, I don't know, he's not flashy. He doesn't have colorful hair. He doesn't say crazy cuss words throughout the build-up. He goes in, he trains, he shows up, and he fights to his fullest potential. And that's Curtis Blades. And sometimes it's just what we get. And I've always loved and respected Curtis Blades for that. And honestly, he's one of those true stand-up character kind of guy. And it should be respected.
Absolutely. Anything else you got on this?
No, I'm looking at the live stream and I'm just playing around with it on the YouTube side. It's kind of interesting. We got another like. I don't know who you are.
Cool.
Hey.
Awesome. Thank you for the like. Go and subscribe if you're watching.
We only got 450 people watching us live right now.
Do we really?
No.
How many? 0?
No, it's 3.
3 people? Awesome.
Down to 1 now when I said that.
Damn. How tragic. All right. Let's get into the next fight in the card. You were talking about gambling earlier. Here's another one. Absolutely not going to go the distance. Dominic Reyes versus Johnny Walker, number 10 versus number 12 in the light heavyweight division. Some people say light heavyweight's dead, but top 4 fights on the card, all light heavyweight and heavyweight division, and frankly, might be some of the best fights you can do. To be fair, they did have to call in Paulo Costa from the middleweight division. But how do you Dom Reyes versus Johnny Walker?
It just feels like John Jones has whooped both of these guys before.
Well, John Jones never fought
Johnny Walker. No.
Who destroyed Johnny Walker. And, I mean, if
Johnny Walker
has Dominic Reyes, who knows what would happen? Maybe Dominic Reyes would actually beat John Jones, but, the judges would rob him.
Yeah.
Wait, that is what happened. He beat John Jones.
Okay, Dominic Reyes most likely lost to John Jones that night.
Okay, that's whatever. Cool. The problem is he looked like shit. He put it all out in that fight, and then lost his confidence after that, and then lost 3 in a row. He pulled Cody Garbrandt, though he
Yeah.
has looked good somewhat recently, even though he is coming off that loss to Carlos Ulberg, who again fighting for the title now, so respectable loss.
This is a fight of two veterans that are both shaky in their win-loss category in
These are
recent years.
both guys that chins have been shot. These are
What I
guys whose chins are suspect.
um This is one of the only fights I didn't write down anything for my picks or pick'ems or
Yeah.
anything just because I have no idea. Because
Okay, let's
I
think about
cannot
this for a
pick
second.
one or the other.
Who is the better fighter between the two?
Dominic Reyes.
It's clearly Dominic Reyes. What is his strength? He's young, super athletic.
Yes.
You know what I mean? That is his defining feature, though he is skilled. Okay, now let's look at Johnny Walker. Is he super skilled? Not really. He's
No.
dynamic. What's his thing? He's
What?
young and super athletic.
Yes.
These guys have the same skills, except one has more actual skill than the other.
Yeah.
Dominic Reyes should beat Johnny Walker, but
Yes.
man, Johnny can land.
He
That's
can.
the problem. Like Johnny can knock him out easily.
Yes. The only thing I'll say about this fight is that it's going to end in a finish.
Oh yeah, not distance, not going to happen. It might
Yeah.
be a submission. Who knows? But it's most likely going to be a knockout.
Yes. It's most likely gonna be a knockout. Dominic Reyes, I give a slight upper to it, but Johnny Walker's power and being able to connect shots at the most random freaking times during a fight. You watch a Johnny Walker fight and you'd be like, oh no, Johnny. Oh no, Johnny. Come on, Walker. Let's go. Come on, get it. And then next thing you know, he hits that three-piece chicken McBiscuit and then just makes a guy stumble and then gets the finish. And then the next fight, 3 months later, you're like, oh, Johnny Walker's on the up. And then gets freaking flatlined the next two. And then he comes back and he gets another win. I don't know.
It's wild that he got his UFC. Damn, I'm just looking at his record. His
Yeah.
UFC debut was an elbow first round knockout win against Khalil Roundtree. That
And,
aged incredibly well. Is that his best win?
and
Anthony Smith, that was a good. Anthony Smith was rough. Damn, Khalil Roundtree might be his best win.
yeah, sadly,
Wow,
yeah,
in his first fight.
which is crazy to think about. That's a
Yeah,
wild first fight.
yeah, Khalil. That was 2018 Khalil too. He was
Yeah.
still I mean, I'm curious what Khalil was doing around then. If you have anything you wanna,
Only thing I wanted.
yeah, go ahead.
Let me switch over to Dominic Reyes a little. I was on the Dominic Reyes train there for a little while. After the John Jones loss, I really thought Dominic Reyes was going to run through the division and get back up, and obviously it didn't happen.
Mm-hmm.
And I've always thought that Dominic Reyes could make it happen. It has always bothered me that he's never been able to just get over that like weird hump that happened that day against John Jones. It's
Yeah,
such a
I
big
mean,
staple in his career. It's like that one thing in his career that's just like it's a weird hurdle that has lasted for so long. And
yeah.
he's so
So,
special and he's so good and he really could have been a champ for a little bit of time.
well, so let's look at his thing. So his next fight, he loses to Jan Blachowicz,
Yeah.
which maybe that doesn't seem as good now,
Jan
but like
Blachowicz did was
that was peak Jan Blachowicz.
yeah.
I mean, if you go back and watch you can see the bruise on Dominic Reyes' torso from all the body kicks Jan Blachowicz was throwing. It was just a
Yeah.
shin-sized bruise by like the second round
Yeah.
on his gut. And it was wild. After that is
One
when he beats
one
Izzy.
of the funnest fights I've ever seen. But continue.
You know what I mean? So, and then he loses against Glover Teixeira. That was Jan Blachowicz's little title run there. But, like, that was right at his peak when he became champion, beating Dom Reyes. And that was after coming off of knocking out Corey Anderson, who was the first guy to beat Johnny Walker, funny enough.
Yeah.
And then you go and look at, Alex Pereira, or sorry, not Alex Pereira. Jan Blachowicz only gets one more win after his loss of the title. And it's against Alexander Rakic, who got a weird leg injury. And then 2 draws he has. The one loss to Pereira, then the loss decision to Olberg. He does have an upcoming fight. But, like, Jan Blachowicz has definitely kind of fallen off here. After Dom Reyes lost to him, he lost to Yuri Prochazka. We already talked about Yuri earlier in this card. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? No shame in those losses. So,
No.
okay, he lost to these guys after a big, he took it to John Jones. The Ryan Spann one. Ryan Spann's not in the UFC anymore. He was like Spann was doing good, but he had already lost to Johnny Walker at this point. He had already lost to Anthony Smith at this point. He beat, after, it actually looks terrible because he beat Dominic Reyes. Then Ryan Spann went on a 3-fight losing streak after that. But after that, he takes some time and then he gets these 3 fights together: Justin Jacoby, Anthony Smith, Nikita Krylov, all knockouts.
Yes.
Rounds 1, 2, and 1. He does lose to Carlos Ulberg, who got him good because Carlos knows how to snipe. But here he is coming back. Johnny Walker, I believe, was on a 2-fight losing streak and snapped it in his last fight against Mingli Lang. So he's actually coming off of a win. But, I mean, these are guys that have had some wild careers and some up and losing streaks. Like, Johnny Walker, multiple time 2-fight losing streaks. Dominic Reyes, the big 3-fight losing streak. But both have come back and, they are capable of exciting finishes. So it's an interesting fight.
It's a very interesting fight. Very interesting fight. Who do you have?
I gotta go with Dom Reyes.
I'm going Dominic Reyes too. He's just slightly better overall of a fighter.
Mm-hmm.
Don't disappoint me, Dominic Reyes.
All right, before we go into the prelims, we gotta talk about the fight that. Wait a minute, we're not there
Swanson,
yet.
right?
We got Cub Swanson. I'm so sorry. That's really terrible because you want to know why. Let's talk about Cub Swanson real quick. This is his retirement fight.
Yes.
Going against Nate the Train Landwehr.
Yeah.
Cub Swanson is the last WEC fighter.
Yeah.
He's the last one that's still active. This is his retirement fight, and he's fighting the Train, and this should be an all-out barn burner action fight. Oh, I think Cub's going to knock him out.
The emotions are high. The emotions are high for a Cub Swanson final fight.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be a very, very tough fight for both fighters because notoriously for both fighters, it's hard for those fighters to get put away early on. So this fight's going to be one of those fights I think is going to go long. It's going to possibly go to distance. If I had to pick somebody getting the finish, it's going to be Cub Swanson all day. That's what the heart says.
I mean, Nate, here's the thing. Nate the Train's a brawl. He's going to go in there and bang, and that's the exact type of fight where Cub can hit it with his counter boxing, and that's where Cub Swanson does his best work.
Yeah.
And he goes win-loss. He's been doing that. He's been doing that for a while.
Yeah, I mean, he's still got a younger legs than Cub Swanson.
Consecutive wins since 20. He hasn't had consecutive wins since 2016. Cub Swanson.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
Wow.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
Now, killers, here, his 4-fight losing streak in there. Ready?
Go ahead.
Brian Ortega, Frankie Edgar, Renato Moicano, Shane Burgos.
Damn.
He fights killers. And the Train's a killer, but the train goes in one direction. And I think Cub's going to check left hook the Train.
I mean, but remember, don't ever forget, when a train goes one direction, usually the train might have a little bit of younger legs, and when you have a little bit younger legs, you're a little bit more relentless. And when you're a little more relentless, Cub Swanson might be going down and acting like a little cubby.
Hold on, here 1 second. You said that, and I think I'm going to correct you here.
Go ahead.
No, okay, he's still older. Cub Swanson, 42 years old, but that spring chicken Nate Landwehr you're talking about, he's 37, so let's not act.
He's got those younger legs. When you're going up against a 42-year-old,
slightly younger,
half a decade younger.
Yeah, damn, Cub, he is so good.
I hope he puts his gloves up.
I'm glad it's on the main card.
Yeah.
And that's what I was actually going to talk about. So that fight originally wasn't on the main card because there was one more title fight originally on this main card for UFC 327, the original co-main. Joshua Van, the flyweight champion, defending his belt against Tetsuya Taira.
Yes.
That would have been an amazing fight. This card is lost without that fight. It sucks. And me and Kelby were talking earlier this week, and I said, hey, man, I'm glad with the Paramount era, I'm saving money.
Yeah.
I'm not having to spend these pay-per-views. But had Tatsuro Taira and Joshua Van been on this card, the card stays the same the rest of the way through. It's like, I might have actually paid the pay-per-view for this card. That is like, this is a good one. So I wanted to
It
talk
is.
about that. And unfortunately, we lost that fight. But Cub Swanson being on the main card in his final fight, he's going to get the retirement package for sure.
Yes.
He deserved that. So I'm kind of bittersweet happy about it.
It was always a bittersweet day when one of the fan favorite fighters gets to retire, and he gets to retire in a good fashion. And I honestly hope he gets the finish. But either way, yeah, very friendly matchup. He's I hope he puts the gloves in the ring and he doesn't. And I hope there's no regret in his heart for leaving in his time. And I'm glad he's made that decision that it is time. And it sounds like he's going to go through with that.
All right, let's get into
Before
the
we
prelims.
Into it,
Go ahead.
you want to cut it off here and then do two separate videos? We just did our main card video. And honestly, to see if we can get off the live.
Okay. If that's what you want to do, no problem.
Or we can go back on the live, but I think
You want to go ahead and call it?
I want to see. I don't want to not lose. I want to see if it only puts it on YouTube and doesn't save it on Riverside, or if it saves it on Riverside. I don't know. I want to see how that happens.
Just titling as main card. Thank you for watching. We will be right back momentarily with our UFC 327 prelims. And just so you know, what would this little break, this intermission be? What would be the best way to really end it? With an ad read. So sponsor us, those three people that are watching. Find an advertiser. It doesn't take much. Kelby likes Legos.
I love my Legos. I love it when I step on them.
Just think about it. We'll be back.
Back.
And that is a show. Thank you so much for watching Flamingo Fight Talk. We appreciate you, and we'll see you next time.
Please follow us on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and Spotify. Be on the lookout for our YouTube Live. See you next time. Stay on the Flamingo side. Peace.